Hey everyone, this is Michael again. Welcome to my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. And I thought tonight's show was a decent show. Wasn't great or perfect, but it was a decent show, and I enjoyed some stuff on tonight's show. Of course, this is the go-home show for Payback, which is this Sunday. And the only problem I have with the show is that this is supposed to be the go home show for Payback. There was no hype for this pay-per-view that's coming up. Literally no hype. A lot of people, I mentioned, they even forgot that Payback was this Sunday. So you could tell that there's little to no hype for this pay-per-view. So, but yeah. So, anyways, the show opened with the highlight reel. Chris Jericho comes out saying that this could be the last, it's the last ever highlight reel on Raw, and it could be his final night on Raw if he beats Kevin Owens on Sunday for the U.S. title. And if he wins the title, he heads to SmackDown. And so with that possibly happen on Sunday, Jericho ends up thanking the crowd for supporting him for his time on Raw. And he goes on to say that his guest on the highlight reel is himself, and he says that he's going to get his payback on Sunday against Kevin Owens. And he starts talking shit about Owens, about when Owens said he's the face of America, and he ends up actually joking about that, which was really funny. Miz and Maurice come out. Miz says that Raw is no longer Jericho, and it hasn't since him and Maurice arrived at Raw. And the crowd starts chanting that Miz sucks, and Miz actually owns the crowd and says that he's not from Kansas City, and everybody boos him. So Miz goes on to say that Raw is now the it couple with him and Maurice, and he goes on to say that the highlight reel is canceled and replaced with Miz TV, and he actually brings all the the crew, crew down, the equipment crew down, and he starts getting ready for Miz TV. The equipment guys end up bringing the chairs from Miz TV into the ring. Just throws another rug on the ring, and Miz starts to do his Miz TV saying, where he goes, "Welcome to the most must-see," the whole, Miz TV thing that he says. And he then gets interrupted by Dean Ambrose. Ambrose goes on to say that, to Jericho, that he's right, that Miz is a stupid idiot. And, Miz goes on to say that, he didn't say that. And then Jericho goes on to say that, he was going to say that to Miz. And then Ambrose then gets his Ambrose Asylum equipment into the ring. And then, he starts to do the Ambrose Asylum. So basically it was the battle of the talk shows in the ring between Jericho and Ambrose and Miz. And he starts the Ambrose Asylum. He welcomes, his guests, Jericho, Miz, and Maurice. Ambrose actually gives Jericho a new jacket with the lights around the jacket. Ambrose tells Jericho to try it on, but Miz interrupts and says, not for him to try it on. And he says that the jacket looks hideous. Jericho ends up actually trying it on, and it looks like Christmas lights around the jacket. And then Ambrose goes on to say that he has a gift from Miz, and that the gift was just a dirty deeds for him. Then Ambrose leaves the ring. Jericho actually puts Maurice on the list, which was funny. He goes, when you're married, if you're married to Miz, do you know what I do when you're married to the Miz? You just made the list. So he ends up putting Maurice on the list, which was funny to end the segment. And it was a pretty funny segment. I really enjoyed the opening segment. between them. So pretty good segment to open Raw. It was a very funny segment. Then the first match was Matt Hardy versus Sheamus. Very entertaining match. It was very good, good match. Just back and forth action between Hardy and Sheamus. You had Jeff Hardy and Cesaro at ringside for it. Matt Hardy actually wins the match with the twist of fate to score the win. Then after the match, we had Sheamus and Cesaro. They both wanted the Hardys to shake their hands, and the Hardys agreed, and they shook Sheamus and Cesaro's hand. And because they have a match this Sunday at Payback for the tag team titles. So, but yeah, but no hype for the match Sunday for Payback. So, but all in all, it was a good match. It was an entertaining match, in my opinion. Then we had Kurt Angle in his office talking on the phone to somebody. Miz and Maurice come in. Miz goes up to say that it's unacceptable that he was waiting outside Kurt Angle's office, and he starts arguing about what Jericho did, what Jericho and Ambrose did to him. Kurt Angle actually makes a match saying that Miz will take on Jericho and Ambrose tonight, and if Miz could find a tag team partner for the match. So if Miz didn't find a tag team partner, then he would take on Jericho and Ambrose in a 2-on-1 handicap match. So, but yeah, it was a short little, over segment with Kurt Angle. And next was Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries versus Neville and TJ Perkins. Okay match, nothing perfect, nothing great though. But Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries got the win, where Austin Aries hit the discus forearm on TJ Perkins. So, but all in all, it was an okay match. Then the next match was Braun Strowman versus Kalisto in a dumpster match, and it's been a while since we saw a dumpster match. Last time we saw one was back in the Attitude Era. And yeah, so this match was announced on Saturday. There was an article saying that Strowman will take on Kalisto in a dumpster match on Raw on Monday. So, and then before the match, Braun Strowman ends up coming out, tells the crowd that they are garbage, and he talks shit about Roman Reigns, them having their match Sunday at Payback. Kurt Angle is backstage, talking to Kalisto, saying, if Kalisto really wants to go on with this match. And Kalisto says, he's not backing down. He wants to see if he could take out Strowman and win the dumpster match. So, and then it eventually leads to Kalisto versus Braun Strowman dumpster match. Was okay. Nothing great though. But he had Kalisto win the match because he kicked both of Strowman's legs into the dumpster, and then wins the match. And surprisingly, you're supposed to win the match, by closing the dumpster. But since Strowman is a huge guy, there's no way that the lid would have shut properly. So then after the match, Braun just takes his anger out on Kalisto. He throws Kalisto into the dumpster. First he tosses him around outside of the ring, and then throws him into the dumpster. Then Braun takes the dumpster, straps it up, and he pushes it up the ramp onto the stage, and then he just pushes the dumpster off the stage with Kalisto still in it. And I've seen this done before. This was done during the Cactus Jack Terry Funk match. You know, where Terry Funk was Chainsaw Charlie, and you had the New Age Outlaws, you know, just push the dumpster off the stage. They strapped it and they pushed it off the stage, and then you know you had Jim Ross cut that, you know, that famous announcer thing where he goes, "Good God, there's people in there, there's people in there." You know, if you everybody has seen it from you know, everybody's probably seen that clip. Oh, but I thought it was handled better there, you know, because it was Attitude Era, and you know that moment didn't top, you know, Strowman just pushing, you know, the dumpster off stage. So it was handled much better back in the Attitude Era, my opinion. So, but yeah, it was an okay dumpster match. You know, it was cool seeing one again since we haven't seen one since the Attitude Era. Oh, and then when Raw came back from commercial, we saw Kalisto on a stretcher. He gets put into the ambulance. You know, well, we saw. So yeah, so it's the second time that this is the second person that Strowman put in an ambulance. First it was Roman Reigns, and now Kalisto, which kind of figured that Kalisto was gonna, you know, was gonna get destroyed by Strowman. So, and then after we saw that, Bray Wyatt cuts another promo on his House of Horrors match with Randy Orton. We've seen it, you know, before for these past weeks, so nothing new there. So then after that, we had Dana Brooke versus Alicia Fox. Short match, nothing great in that match. It was just, you know, you had Emma coming down, just watching the match, watching them both go at it. Dana Brooke actually got the win with just a roll up on Alicia Fox. So yeah, so it was nothing. It was nothing special though. Nothing great. Then we had Samoa Joe, Luke Gallows, and Karl Anderson being interviewed about them going into the match against Enzo Amore, Big Cass, Seth Rollins. So it was just, you know, short though. And then when Raw came back from the commercial, we had Enzo and Big Cass come out doing their thing. Gallows and Anderson ends up coming from the crowd. You take out Big Cass. You know, Big Cass just launches right into the crowd. You know, Gallows and Anderson just start taking out Enzo. Seth Rollins comes out to try to take out Gallows and Anderson. And then Samoa Joe just comes from the crowd and starts taking out, you know, Enzo and, you know, Seth Rollins. Then it goes to commercial. And then when Raw comes back from commercial, Kurt Angle is already out there just announcing, you know, what's going on. And, you know, he says that Enzo can't compete. And so Angle introduces the replacement for Big Cass and Seth Rollins. And it's actually Finn Balor, which I kind of figured that, you know, Balor was going to be in this match. You know, of course, Balor's the guy to replace Enzo. So now it's Seth Rollins, Big Cass, and Finn Balor versus Gallows and Anderson and Joe. And it was an entertaining match. You had Balor, you know, taking out Joe outside the ring, which that was really cool. And you had Seth Rollins doing a new finishing move tonight, which was just a kick. But he actually kicked Karl Anderson and actually scored the pin by pinning Karl Anderson. So yeah, so Seth Rollins, Big Cass, and Finn Balor won the match. Really would like to see Seth Rollins use that new finishing move, you know, all the time. Something for him to replace, you know, the pedigree with. So, but all in all, it was an entertaining match. Then after that, we had Alexa Bliss coming down, talking about Bayley, you know, their match at Payback on Sunday for the title. Bayley ends up coming out saying that ever since she known Alexa, she's just been talking behind, you know, everybody's back. Bayley goes on to say that every day she works, her butt off to entertain people, and for her to hold the Raw Women's title. And she goes on to say that nobody is taking that title away from her, and that she's walking out of Payback with it. Of course, Payback is going to be in her hometown. Her hometown is San Jose. So Alexa goes on to say that if she beats Bayley for the title, Bayley will be embarrassed. That Sunday she will be taking the title. Sasha Banks ends up coming out, and Alexa just mimics talk, says, "Oh, it's the Bayley Sasha friendship once again." And Sasha goes on to say that Sunday at Payback, Bayley is going to shut Alexa up and retain the title. And Sasha says that for tonight I'm going to shut you up, meaning Alexa. And so Alexa goes on to say that she feels unsafe with Sasha in the ring, and Sasha ends up just taking out Alexa, which eventually leads to Sasha versus Alexa as Raw came back from commercial. It was okay match. Sasha won by countout because Alexa ran out of the ring. Bayley was on commentary through the match. So Sasha won by countout. Then after the match, Alexa tried to take out Bayley. Bayley was trying to take her out, but Alexa ran to the back. Then Bayley was trying to make her way to the ring, but she ends up getting taken out from behind by Alexa. And Alexa then slams Bayley on the ramp, and Sasha ends up coming up, and then she just chases Alexa to the back. Alexa runs to the back. Nothing to do with Sasha. So, but all in all, it was okay. Nothing great. And then after that, we had Jericho and Dean Ambrose in the locker room. Ambrose tells Jericho to take him off the list, and Jericho eventually does it. So it was a funny little locker room segment between the both of them. Then after that, we had an interview with Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, talking about promoting Marine 5, which comes out tomorrow on DVD and Blu-ray. Miz ends up coming in, tells both Slater and Axel if one of them wants to be his partner tonight. And then Slater says that he actually has a partner, and of course it's Rhino. Axel then talks, crap about Miz. So it was just a little interview, little segment, just trying to promote the film. Then after that, we have the jobber known as Curt Hawkins. He actually has an open invitation for anybody in the locker room to take on him. Then eventually leads to Apollo Crews coming out. So Apollo Crews is Curt Hawkins' open invitation, person to take on him. And of course, when Curt Hawkins has a match, how it's gonna go. Apollo Crews beats Curt Hawkins with a spinning powerbomb and wins the match. So, what more can I say? Curt Hawkins, jobber. If he's in a match, how it's gonna go. Then after the match, you had Titus O'Neil come out, taking a selfie with Apollo. Apollo to be with him. That's why when Titus gave Apollo the card last week. All in all, how it goes. It was short match. Just typical Curt Hawkins jobbing. So then after that, we see Kurt Angle's backstage with Austin Aries talking. Austin Aries gives Kurt a banana. Miz and Maurice is there. Kurt Angle says that saying to Miz that if did Miz find a partner, and Miz actually says that he has a partner, and that he's going to see that Jericho is going to be sorry after, his mystery partner is revealed. And we have Elias Sampson again appearing randomly. So yeah, it was a short little backstage segment. Then of course it's the main event. Miz versus, his mystery partner versus Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. Miz is in the ring trying to introduce his tag team partner, but the tag team partner is a no-show, and Miz goes on to say that the main event is canceled. And then Kurt Angle ends up coming out saying that, of course, what he said earlier, if Miz doesn't have a partner, the match will just be Miz versus Ambrose and Jericho, 2-on-1 handicap match. And that's what pretty much basically it was. So it was just a 2-on-1 handicap match. Just Jericho and Ambrose just taking out Miz. You had Miz trying to get away from the match, trying to walk back. But Ambrose ends up stopping him. Ambrose tries to put Miz through the announce table. Like you saw, Ambrose just toss everything off the announce table. And, just out of nowhere, Bray Wyatt's intro ends up coming on. The screen goes black. And then we see Bray Wyatt standing on the announce table with Ambrose. And, they're just going at it, Ambrose and Bray. And then Bray actually gives a Sister Abigail to Dean Ambrose on the stage. Then Bray and Miz start taking out Jericho, and it's kind of revealed that Bray was supposed to be the mystery partner for Miz. And I'm like, this is a weird end to the show, because you just have Jericho taking out Miz when they're back in the ring, and then Bray just hits a Sister Abigail on Jericho. Miz actually likes that. Miz is like patting, Bray, smiling. And then just the tables turn, and then Bray hits the Sister Abigail on Miz, which was really funny. So, all in all, the match ended in a no contest because of that, because of Bray coming in. So yeah, so I thought, this was going to set up, for a Bray and Finn Balor feud, like what we saw when Bray cut that promo saying, I'm watching you, to Finn Balor. Because I thought we would get after the match at Payback on Sunday between Orton and Bray. I thought we would maybe get, a Bray and Balor feud, which I hope they do that, because that would be a pretty interesting feud between the both of them. So yeah. So anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Thank you all for watching. And of course, going into Payback on Sunday, like I said, there's just no hype for the pay-per-view. Nothing to get hyped about. So yeah, so anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow night for my SmackDown review. So until tomorrow night, I'll see you all later.